The coaching industry has completely changed forever. And the way that I know this is because I've made over $330,000 in 30 days as an online fitness coach. And just 3 years ago, I'd only made $36,000 for an entire year. Now I've built the Sovereign Standard, which helps other online fitness coaches reach their freedom through coaching. Now, 99% of coaches are confusing revenue with wealth, and they're one bad month away from losing absolutely everything. What they don't understand is that there is a stupidly simple framework that's separating the real wealth from the fake screenshots. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break down step by step so that you can copy it and use it to build your own real wealth. Now, the exact way that I made $330,000 in 30 days comes down to this exact system, which is why for the next 10 minutes, I'm gonna break down everything about this system so that you can implement it and run a coaching business that works while you sleep. But here's what most fitness coaches get completely wrong. In any business, we need attention. The most important part is to build a top of funnel that's gonna stop and grab people's attention. People that are specific to the people that we work with. Now, in my fitness business that is currently doing $330,000 to $350,000 per month, we run an ad. From that ad, that brings people into our ecosystem that can either click into our ad and come in through our DMs on our Instagram account, or if they don't click the ad, then they're gonna see another ad because we'll start running retargeting to that person. Now, the more times that they see me, the more chance they have of coming into the ecosystem, the more trust that I'm gonna build. But getting attention is only step one. If you don't actually know how to capture that attention and turn it into actual leads, then you're leaving hundreds of thousands of dollars on the table. Once we do get them into the ecosystem, what we're gonna do is we're gonna come through the DMs. So once they're in our DMs, we send them a message. That message is gonna give them something for free value, a very, very high piece of free value. The way that they're gonna get that free piece of value is they're gonna opt into the page. So it's gonna redirect that person to our opt-in page. Now, once they're at the opt-in page, they have to put their email, their name, and their phone number to actually get the free piece of value. Then it's gonna take them to our VSL. So far, they've come into our top of funnel, they've become a lead in our ecosystem, they've come into my inbox on Instagram or Facebook, depending where you run the ad, they've been diverted to an opt-in page, we've now got their phone number, their email, and their name. Then they go to the VSL where they're gonna have the chance to watch who we are, what we're about, and how we can help them with their problems that they may have that we can solve. Now, once they've seen that, they do have an opportunity, which is their first opportunity to book a call with us. But here's where it gets really interesting. Now, if they don't book that call there and then, what happens is they get redirected back into our DMs. So we've basically got them from 4 angles. Angle number 1, DMs. We've got them in our DMs, so that's one angle that we can hit them from. My AI is gonna talk to them in the DMs to potentially pre-qualify them to book a call. Then we have angle number 2. We also have their phone number. So I have my outbound setters that can also ring them. Same thing as the DM setters. They have a conversation, they find out their problems, and they see if we can help them fix that problem to then book them in on a call with our sales team. Angle number 3 is emails. So that's the next thing that we can do. We can hit them with their email address. So we can send them stuff that's gonna nurture them through email marketing. Angle number 4, the VSL that we had them watch. They also had that opportunity to book a call after watching our VSL and seeing all of our transformations, all of our testimonials, and our unique mechanism. Now, I'm sure you guys have all heard this before. There are so many different funnels and so many different ways that you can use them. But here's the thing that separates a 10K a month business from a 330K a month coaching business. Now, most of the time, coaches use one of these 4 methods that I just mentioned. They either direct them from the ad to the VSL, they either go straight to the DMs from the ad, they get their phone numbers from the ad where the outbound dialers reach out to them, or they go straight through to the email marketing stuff. But if you hit them from every single angle, then the more that they see you pop up, the more authority that you're actually gonna build, the more touch points that you're gonna build with that person. And the more touch points that you get, the warmer they become to you. And what happens from there is they start to relate to your personality. They start to understand your product. They start to see the similarities between what you're offering and the problems that they have. There's so much authority being built by creating them to join every single part of the ecosystem. But the authority means nothing if you can't actually close the deal. Now, once they do book a call, that's where they come into our sales funnel. My sales team will then talk to them on a phone call. Now, the whole point of the sales call is to actually understand where they're at. What have they tried before? What things and why was it that those things that they tried before didn't work? What is the pain that's driving them to change? What is the dream state? How's it gonna feel when they do change? Then they come back to what's the consequences of nothing happening and no changes. So if you do that properly, then what's going to happen is you're going to get them to emotionally get attached to the transformation rather than showing them the different things that you could do for them, like the meal plans, the training programs. They don't want to know about that. That's too much work. They need to just understand how it's going to feel to get to their dream state. So you need to sell the transformation and not the product. So you're leading them down this very strategic path, which you then offer what you're going to sell them, and it becomes a sale. So from there, it's a repeat process. But here's the part that most people don't understand about scaling to 330K months. If we have a $5,000 product, which we do, we then need to know how many of those sales that it takes to get to $330,000 in 30 days. So let's just use $100,000 as an example. So if you want to make $100,000, then you need to make 20 sales at $5,000 each. And if you do that in 1 month, in 30 days, then you're going to make your $100,000 in 30 days. If you want to make $330,000 just like I do, then you need to times that by 3.3. So that would make 66 sales in a 30-day period at $5,000 per paying client. It's that simple. Now you might be thinking, okay, I get the system, but how do I actually scale this to $330,000 consistently? And that's where most coaches plateau. Once you have a system, you repeat it. And if you do have those little areas of the system that could be optimized, that's the game of entrepreneurship. You just want to continually optimize things, fix things, make things better so that you can actually get to that $6,000 per client instead of $5,000. Or you can maybe get 70 or 80 clients instead of 66. That's the game of entrepreneurship. That's the game of getting to the $330,000 a month. It's not about getting some secret hack. It's not about some magic funnel. It's about actually having a proven system that works, that runs while you sleep, and that can employ people to run for you. And that's just a matter of scaling it. Now that you know the exact funnel and the exact system that I use to get to $330,000 in 30 days. If I was to start over again and I lost everything tomorrow, the Lambo, the mansion, the whole fucking empire, I'd use a specific system to rebuild all of that from scratch, fast, which is why I made a video going over how I'd rebuild a $100,000 a month business from zero. So click this next video on the screen right now where I show you the exact system, how to implement it for yourself, and how you can use it to build your own freedom business in 2026.